No more bad government in Nigeria. Nigeria what? The only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Nigeria what, yo? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. For the poor. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what be here? No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media. No more bad government. The number one media in Nigeria. No more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what, yo? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what? Voice for the voiceless. Niger watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless.
Umuwame.
Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Niger watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing. And we recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Niger watch you.
Your Highness, I remember in those days when you were the CBN governor, we know all the conversation that you had about this same issue, and the fact that what is required was the leadership to take the right action, and like Mr. Atadopita said just now, not just the one-day action, but the policies and processes that follow, making sure they are executed. In fact, I remember there was a specific time that you said you've done your best with monetary policy and that's your job as the CBN governor. The rest of it is left in the hands of those who were politicians. And I think that was part of the reason you said you got a query from the SGF. So you got a query at that point and it led to so many other things. But let me ask you, sir. Now, in terms of those in power in Nigeria listening, several Nigerians commended the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he appointed both Mr. Wale Edun and Mr. Yemi Cardoso. They said these are some of the best brains and best minds, and yet we're in a situation where people are crying. Is it that Nigerians, and I would refer to even the time of President Jonathan, some of the best brains, including the likes of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, including the likes of even my dear sister and friend here, Aruma Otewa, in government and working for government agencies? Is it that the people at the helm of leadership in Nigeria just consistently don't listen to advice and fail to do the right thing beyond the one single action that Mr. Atadopita described as 24-hour decision?
Thank you very much, Kaide. Well, first of all, let me say that it's extremely important for us to try to understand economics and how the economy works. And a failure to understand economics sometimes leads to misplaced expectations. There's a rule for the central bank. There's a rule for the Ministry of Finance. You've got monetary policy, you have fiscal policy, you have structural policies, you have institutional reforms. And yes, I was one of those who commended the appointment of Wale Edun and Yemi Cardoso. These are two gentlemen that I've known for many years, and I have never had any question about their competence. And if you try to assess them, you've got to ask, what were they supposed to achieve? Okay. Now, going back to the beginning, you talked about 2012. And you talk about the suffering from removal of subsidy. It's simple arithmetic. If you're paying 80 naira or 65 naira per liter, and you begin to pay 160 naira per liter, costs will go up. There will be hardship. And the duty of leaders is to understand that there will be a cost to removing subsidy. And I said in 2012, if you remember from the town hall meeting, to say that there will be hardship is not an economic argument. To say that there will be a cost to removing subsidy is not an economic argument. The economic argument is, this is the cost of removing the subsidy. What is the cost of not removing the subsidy? Are you making a choice? We were in a situation where we had a hedge that we called, it was not a subsidy, it was a hedge. You see, a subsidy by definition, the government says, I will pay X% of the price. That is a subsidy. I'll pay 20% of the price, whatever it is. Price goes up, you pay more, I pay more. Price goes down, you pay less, I pay less. What we had in this country is what in risk management you call a naked hedge, the worst possible derivative you can have. The government said to Nigerians, 200 million Nigerians, you will not pay more than X amount per liter on petrol, no matter what the price of petrol is. So all price goes up from $40 to $140, the federal government pays the difference. Exchange rate moves from 155 to 300, the government pays the difference. Interest rates move from 5% to 15%, the government pays it. Remember, the price of petrol and what the calculations include the cost of crude, the cost of refined product, the cost of transportation, even interest rates, demurrage. If you look at the template, all of those amounts were being absorbed. The federal government was saying, I have an unlimited pocket. So we moved from a point where we were using revenues to pay subsidy to where we had to borrow money to pay subsidy to where we had to borrow money to pay interest on the borrowed money. We had become bankrupt. Anyone who takes a naked hedge ends up being bankrupted, especially with a commodity where you don't control the price. So this was the point in 2012. Now, if Nigerians had allowed the Jonathan government to remove the subsidy in 2011, there would have been pain. But that pain would have been a very, very tiny fraction of what we are facing today. This is the cost of delay. At that time, we worked out the numbers in the central bank, and I stood up and put my credibility on the line and said, remove the subsidy today, inflation moves up from 11% to 13%. I will bring it down in a year. We will not have had 30-something% inflation. Okay? That was where we were. Now, people like my friend Kaide Fayemi here and his APC friends had Occupy Nigeria, came out on the streets, told us we could not do it. And I remember calling one of my friends. And this is, we should talk about these things because it's important. There's a kind of poetic justice. That it is actually the people who led the Occupy Nigeria movement who ended up seeing the problem, inheriting the problem, and having to do it. I remember calling one of my friends at that time and saying, look, one of my closest friends, saying, you know that what we're doing is right. He said, yes, I know. I said, why? He said, well, I'm in opposition. My job is to make the government look bad. You know, you are the governor of central bank, you go and defend your government. Just politics. And you know, The only reason the government compromised at that time, maybe we should know this, the only reason the government compromised and did 50% to 100% was Boko Haram. Because there were thousands of Nigerians on the streets in Lagos and Kano and Kaduna and all that. At the time when we had suicide bombers in the country. And there was a fear. If one day one of these suicide bombers goes to these Nigerians and explodes the bomb and you have 200 corpses, it will no longer be about subsidy. So you have to give President Jonathan the credit. He was determined to do it, but at the end of the day, the compromise was made, okay, to save Nigerian lives. Now, what has the central bank achieved? Central bank's role is to provide stability. The central bank does not deliver growth. It does not deliver employment. It provides an environment that is conducive to growth. Okay? Now, and the central bank has achieved it. You don't want inflation moving from 10% to 15% to 20% to 25%, because as I said a few weeks ago at NESG, Nigerians don't realize that we were on the brink of hyperinflation. Beyond a certain rate of inflation, it becomes runaway inflation. You can't control it. You'd buy rice in the morning. By the time you come at 12 noon, the price has changed. By 4 p.m., it has changed. This is what happened in Zimbabwe. It happened in Venezuela. It happened in Argentina. We were heading for Nigeria. We were printing money like there was no tomorrow. We're heading for Nigeria. We're heading in the direction of Zimbabwe under Mugabe, or Uganda under Idi Amin. So inflation has been reined in. The runaway devaluation has been stopped. Yes, we're at 1,400. Nobody wants an naira at 1,400. But it's better to know that it will be 1,400 for the next 6 months, 8 months, 10 years, than to think it's 1,400 today, 2,000 tomorrow, 2,500, which is really... So the central bank's job is not to give you a strong naira. The central bank's job is not to give you low prices. The central bank's job is to reduce the volatility in the price level. And so when you assess the central bank, you've got to say, what has it done? Have you reduced volatility inflation? Have you brought it down? We're going to bring it down to single digit. You're on your way. There's still a long way to go. Okay, I would like to see inflation come down to under 10%. It will take time. But in terms of stopping it from runaway, it has. Exchange rate volatility has been reduced. Now, on the fiscal side, and we talk about tax reforms, those reforms, the Tax Act only takes off next year. So we must remember that before the tax reforms have kicked in, we have increased government revenues. We have brought down debt service ratios from 100 and something percent to about 40%. Okay, so on the revenue side, you've got to give the finance ministry credit for what it's done. Now, is there more to do? Yes. And the way, where the problem is what Atedo has mentioned, is the expenditure side.
Yes.
Okay? The quality of spending. And some of these things, we've got to be honest with ourselves. Look, why do we need 48 ministers? Why do we need dozens of vehicles when we're moving around in convoys or traveling all over the country?
So, Your Highness, that brings me to that question which I'm asking, which is, do we have an affliction that affects the hearing of our leaders and unable to listen to the good advice?
No, I mean...
If we have an affliction, we'll get a doctor to fix it.
Yeah, so your question started with the finance minister and central bank governor, and we're saying that there are things that are beyond them when you're dealing with the economy. So I would go along with that and say you've got to look at overheads. You've got to look at things like your contract processing, procurement process, okay? There's still questions about inflated contracts. There are questions about transparency. There are questions, all this money is coming into the federal, and this at federal, state, and local level, there are serious questions about how the money that is being raised is being used. And the arithmetic is simple. If you stop paying subsidy, why are we still borrowing more? Because if you've filled a hole, we should have the revenue to fund expenditure. But we fill in one hole and dig in a bigger hole. So this government needs to look at institutions. It needs to look at the quality of spending. It needs to understand that if you keep making more money and keep blowing it away, you're going to undo what you have done. But apart from that, I think a lot of good has been done, okay? But we still have to look at what needs to
Okay,
be done.
I would ask this question, Your Royal Highness, one more time, and I hope I get a straight answer to it. Nigerian leaders, from as long as I can remember since I've been in this country, they seem to not be listening to wise counsel. Even the man that you said was President Jonathan at the time had the good counsel to say, no matter what happens with Boko Haram and the rest of them, this is wise counsel, not just from the then SLS governor of CBN, from a great mind like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Everybody said this is the right thing. In fact, I remember you mentioned on Channels Television, where I was the GM then, that we're on the precipice, about to fall. You said it. So why will that president not take the right action? And then the one after, and now the one that is there now, knowing what the answers are from the experts, the likes of Wale and the likes of Yemi Cardoso and all the other brilliant minds that are working with him. Why are they not doing it?
Look, in fairness,
Affliction or what?
No,
I
no.
asked the question one more time because we have to move on.
This question, in fairness to Jonathan, he took the right decision. And look, I'm not a fan of Jonathan. He suspended me from my job, okay? So okay? But you have to commend him, okay? President Jonathan took the advice and agreed to remove subsidy. As a government, we all agreed to remove the subsidy, and we're determined to remove the subsidy. The only reason we stopped at 50%, like I said, was the threat to people's lives. Now, but to your question, why do Nigerian leaders not listen? What my experience, okay, with talking to many of the leaders is they listen to so many people and they decide that they're going to accept those that tell them what they want to hear. We have too many sycophants in government. Look, you need to say, when I got to, you sit in a meeting and the president is there and people are speaking and the first thing they say is, Mr. President, I would like to thank you for your leadership to this country. In fact, you know, God has blessed Nigeria by making us your leader. If you were not there, I don't know where we would be. By the time these people lay this foundation, it is their advice that the president takes. Okay? People like me who would say, Mr. President, there are some things that are wrong. When you leave, they say you are his enemy. Okay? So the problem is that when leaders allow themselves to be surrounded by praise singers and by sycophants, they never get good advice. So people like Atedo and myself are always enemies of state because people don't like hearing the bad news. There was nothing we didn't say to Buhari about printing money, about ways and means, about the exchange rate, about subsidy. But every time you spoke about the economy, it was seen as a personal attack against the president. And there are people around him who convinced him that this person is your enemy. That's why he's saying this. Okay. So we need to begin to ask as leaders, who do we surround ourselves with? And please, those who are ministers and those who speak to the president, it is not to your benefit to turn yourselves, you disgrace yourselves, you debase yourselves by turning yourselves into praise singers.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Yanis.
All right, guys. My people, I appreciate every one of you right there. Thanks for your time with us today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. I appreciate you all. Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for always being there for us. Abu Azim, my brother, I appreciate you. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for always being there. Everyone right there already. I'd like to quickly acknowledge every one of you verbally. Love Maduka, CO, thank you, thank you. Black Panther, my brother, says more. Victoria, Stephen, God bless you all. Ade Dobo, Thank you, Timmy DB. God bless you all. Mother Peggy Modi, good evening to you, ma. Thanks for all that you do. And many of you right there. Raf Oli in the building today. Thank you, my wonderful people. Discussion Channel TV, I can see you, and many others are going to be joining us later on. But meanwhile, on this article that you are seeing on screen is what I want to quickly talk about, because this just came out now, today, just about 1-2 hours ago, that reported by Sarah Reporter that Benin government spent 2.6 billion naira on welfare of repentant Boko Haram members in 9 months. You know, as you can see, 758.1 million of the amount was spent between July and September, which was just last month alone, for repentant Boko Haram members. You know, my people, these are all the receipts there. This is shocking, very, very shocking. While we are calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So my question still remains, for those of you that hate the Igbo people, or you think Nnamdi Kanu have committed 1 or 2 offenses, I just want to ask you a question. You know, do you think the offense that Nnamdi Kanu have committed is more than what these people have done, the people that you're seeing right there on the screen, or the people they have spent 2.6 billion naira feeding them and recuperating them? Do you think Nnamdi Kanu have done at least 5% of what they have done? These people have admitted buying people, buying police officers, army officers, raping mothers, sisters, females, everybody, you know, killing people and all that. Now Nnamdi Kanu spoke and is paying heavily for it today. So what can you say? Because I want us to be sincere to ourselves. That's all. What can you say on this? I wish you guys can be bold enough to call into this show and tell us what you think about what this injustice that is going on in Nigeria. What's your take on this? But meanwhile, we have one of our Igbo brother, that will take us through on this particular sad situation. I'd like us to quickly put this on screen so that we can understand it much better. Press on the like and help us to share.
It is the evening of Wednesday, the 29th day of October, 2025. A lot of people have been seeing this video of Nnamdi Kanu protesting for the betterment of Nigeria in 2012. Now, I want to explain some things for you about this video. A lot of you don't understand the video. You just see that Nnamdi Kanu was protesting, right? Why was he protesting? You hear him talking about Boko Haram, all those things. Now, I want to explain this video better for you. In the year 2012, I was following this trend, okay? So this is not what I'm just knowing now. It is what I knew. I was following this trend. So United Nations had a resolution. They sat because of the killings of Christians in Nigeria. They called it UN Resolution on Sectarian Killing. Go and verify what I'm saying, okay? Go and fact check me. So they met and said that Boko Haram will not go unpunished because they are killing Christians. This is what UN resolution stated. Go to UN website, you will verify what I'm saying. I read it even before making this video again to confirm that whether it is still there, what they said in 2012. I saw it there, it is still there up till now. Now, Boko Haram, after UN resolution, gave Christians 30 days to leave northern Nigeria. So it was a very terrible situation. Christians refused to leave and they started killing Christians, you know, bombing churches and so on and so forth. So in this situation comes this protest. Why is it that Boko Haram was asking Christians, or is asking Christians, to leave the northern part of the country? It is because they said the northern part of the country is not for Christians, that it is for Sharia. Their purpose is to Islamize Nigeria or take hold of northern Nigeria and Islamize it. That is mission of Boko Haram. So Nnamdi Kanu, after the protest, you know, came back, started learning how to come back to Nigeria, established Radio Biafra. His mission is, let me go and save my people, since Boko Haram is now after, you know, Christians in Nigeria, and they want their own state. So I think it is time for Nigeria to have a referendum where everybody will go on their separate way. That is this protest you saw. That is the purpose of the protest. Now, the funny thing about all these things is that the same Boko Haram that even UN had a resolution for, the same Boko Haram that was #2 most terrorist organization in Nigeria, Today, they are in Aso Rock, they are in the presidency, they are in the Senate, they are in the military. They are budgeting billions, even for them to repent. They are budgeting billions. Like Borno State budgeted last year and this year, budgeted 11 billion just for Boko Haram to repent. Those who repented, 11 billion will be spent on them just for 2 years. That is the reward for the criminality. Please, if you understand Nigeria, you can explain it better for me. Because long time ago, I understand that Nigeria will not get better. It won't get better. Nigeria is heading to somewhere, and I know where Nigeria is heading to. Now, today, everybody were opening their mouth as if they were not pre-informed before now. Because Borno State government is spending 2.6 billion, not spending, they spent 2.6 million on the welfare of repentant Boko Haram members just in 9 months. I am not surprised. I gave you the video now. I did about 3 videos talking about the budget of Borno State government budgeting. Last year was 4.5 billion, this year was 7.3 billion. I said about 11 billion approximate is being projected for Boko Haram just for 2 years. I did the 3 videos I did. Now, everybody is shouting because in 9 months, they have spent 2.6 billion and that is below their budget. Now, let me explain this better for you. Terrorists, they budgeted money for them because they want them to come and become army. They want them to come and join politics. They want them to come and join all those things, okay? So if they come to join for their welfare, they give them billions upon billions. This is millions of dollars. And in the same society, these terrorists have sent so many people into IDP camps. And those people in IDP camps don't have medicine, they don't have food, they don't have everything. Please, someone should explain this better for me. God forbid. God forbid that this situation continues like this. And this situation can only continue like this if Nigeria remains one. Nigeria is not meant to be one. Naturally, let me put it in this way. Naturally, it seems that North is naturally meant to be Sharia states. After all, we have 9 Sharia states in the northern part of the country now. But constitutionally, we don't have any, Jewish state or Christian state or African traditional state. We don't have any. But we have Sharia state in Nigeria. 9 Sharia states are stipulated in the constitution. This is terrible. This is a big problem. But everybody is running out from the reality because they don't want to get themselves in trouble. Nobody wants, like, I don't want to speak the truth. I know the truth, but if I talk now, not my mouth, they won't hear. You don't want them to hear your voice because they will come after you. That is the fear. Not that you don't know the truth. 11 billion for Boko Haram. And these people have sent so many people to IDP camp, ransacked their villages, burn houses, kill their people. Now, the people who are the victims are not catered for. The victims of Boko Haram attack are not catered for. But you know what? The Boko Haram themselves are now celebrities. Nigerian military will come and beg them, come, you can become president of Nigeria. Sure? They tell them you can become president of Nigeria, come and join us. Now, the same man who has been protesting against these people is now facing terrorism charges. And there is an intention to convict him next month. Yeah, there is a pure intention, an agreed intention to convict Nnamdi Kanu next month. So, the issue here is complicated, guys. It is really complicated. It's a complication. Now, as you can see in this article from Sarah Reporters that reads that Borno government spends 2.6 billion on welfare of repentant Boko Haram members in 9 months. And this is the details. Let's get there. Sarah Reporters review of the Borno State budget performance document for the 3rd quarter of 2025 has shown that a total of 2.6 billion was spent on repentant Boko Haram members between January and September, representing 1st to 3rd quarter of the year. The payments were listed under livelihood support for repentant Boko Haram members. According to the document, 758.1 million of the amount was spent between July and September alone. Meanwhile, Borno spent 2.076 billion on its primary healthcare development board capital expenditure in the same period, despite budget of 8.7 billion. Only 1.2 billion was spent on the capital expenditure of the hospital's management board, although 10.5 billion was actual budget for the purpose for the 2025 fiscal year. Let me explain this more clearer to you. They are trying to tell you this is what they spend for hospital, this is what they spend for Boko Haram. Where do we get here? This is a calculated mission. You see, if you understand the idea of Boko Haram, their mission statement, you know that that is what 80% of Nigerian politicians want.
To you viewers, we're beginning what's trending in Cameroon, where thousands have taken to the streets in protest against the presidential election results that extended President Paul Biya's rule for another 7 years. The Central African Nations Constitutional Council on Monday declared 92-year-old Biya as the winner of the disputed vote with over 53% of the ballots, triggering violent protests in several cities. Let's take a look. I mean, I don't know if Cameroon can survive this, Rufai. Paul Biya is Africa's oldest leader and one of the world's longest-serving rulers. He has been in power for 43 years. At least 4 people have been killed in recent clashes with security forces. International observers have expressed deep concern about the recent violent repression of protests and called on authorities to tackle the excessive use of force. Biya, however, faces a weakened mandate as analysts warn the post-election standoff could intensify, raising concerns about stability in the oil and cocoa producing nation. We've seen protests like this, especially only recently in Nepal. They are burning buildings, 4 people have died. Can Cameroon survive this, Rufai?
So about up till 1 a.m. this morning, I was up on Cameroonian TV, Equinox TV.
Yeah.
And yes, there's been a lot of burnings, but police are already on the street, cracking down on people high-handedly. I mean, I got sent a message from that 15 people, again, just overnight into this morning, passed as a result of this. Very sad. Most of the cities, you know, from Douala to Yaoundé to other parts of the country, everywhere, you know, on tenterhooks, even up till, you know, the northern region, Garoua and all of that.
Unfortunately.
I think the parliament, I think there's a process where the parliament actually swears him. So he has actually taken the oath of office to be able to start. But today, Oji, I'd like to name and shame President Nguema of Gabon that has gone ahead to send a congratulatory message to Biya. You see, as long as we have African leaders that congratulate sham elections like this, Africa will never move forward. But how are you going to even blame Bryce Nguema himself when he came in via a coup himself? So the killings are going on in Cameroon. EU has written extensively about it. All the international bodies have written extensively about it. The truth is, Oji, people will just get killed and Biya will consolidate. At this point, it is a sorry state for the Cameroonian people. Lots of places have been burnt across the country. But is this how Cameroon will continue? Is this how Ivory Coast will continue? Look at the Ivorian case. Those ones, because they've been suppressed so much and because they've lied to the Ivorians because of the civil war that happened after the former elections, that you must not come out to protest. So they've suppressed people.
No, this is unfortunate.
And that's what is happening in Africa. So we've gone 10 steps forward and 15 steps backward.
Unfortunate. Dr.
Well,
Bassey.
the irony of it and the painful part of it is how democracy is in retreat in Africa. From Niger to Chad to Mali to Gabon to Guinea Conakry to, you know, Cote d'Ivoire, Uganda, and now Cameroon. The unfortunate part of it also is that the same Paul Biya is the oldest head of state in the world. He has been president in Cameroon since 1982. He is not even in the country. He's somewhere in Geneva, Intercontinental Hotel, ensconced there. He came to campaign only once.
Only once,
So
yes.
it is the ordinary people who always suffer when their leaders disappoint them. Yesterday I asked a question, what next for Cameroon?
Yes.
Most of the people in Cameroon, they don't know any other leader. It's only
Biya that they have known their entire lives. Now, whether he likes it or not, when his reign of terror ends, what will happen to Cameroon? What next?
Yeah.
Finally, Chiroma Bakari, the leader of the opposition and the United Front for Change, now the Interior Minister of Cameroon is saying that he may be taken to court and that he will have to face legal consequences because it is he and his accomplices who are causing what he calls an insurrection in Cameroon. So the next thing you are likely to have is not just the suppression, because Paul Atanga Nji, that's his name, he's saying that they have put down the insurrection, but that Bakari Chiroma will have to answer for this because he's the one who has incited the people. At the end of the day, it is the people who always hold the short end of the stick. We have heard from AU, from the UN, and from the EU, all calling for caution. ECOWAS is yet to speak up.
This is what I'm talking
and I have said that Nigeria must not congratulate Pobia, and that President Tinubu must not attend the inauguration.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
I hope somebody is listening.
Yes.
They should listen.
Please, Africa has to stand up against this.
If you attend Pobia's inauguration, we'll come and we'll condemn you here. Because enough of all of this in Africa.
Don't threaten the president.
No, if he does, we'll condemn him.
Just express your opinion. Don't threaten
against
him.
the coups in the countries. They took a hard stance. Remember how it was controversial when they said they were going to even launch military, force. If they can speak against coups like that, democratic coups like this must also be hugely condemned by all West African countries. So it's not just for coups through military action. Even democratic coups like this, where lives are lost in the process, ought to be condemned. Until Africa is Africa's solution to Africa's problems. Until African leaders are ready for true democracy and stand up to speak against and even sanction countries like this, we're not going anywhere. So
imagine,
like you rightly said,
if he were to stay in power, guess how old he will be?
100.
99. By the time he's gone, 99. Who wants a leader that is 99?
Imagine.
Africans have to speak up. They have to speak against this. Well, here in Nigeria, reactions have trailed the United States government's decision to revoke the non-immigrant visa of Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka. The decision was contained in a letter dated October 23rd and signed by the U.S. Consulate General in Lagos. Soyinka spoke during a media party on Tuesday, where he read excerpts of the official correspondence. Let's take a listen.
When I received a letter asking me to bring back my passport because certain facts may have come up since the visa was issued. And I was given a date to report at the consulate with my passport. I declined the invitation. First of all, I didn't like the date. Everybody knows what happened on that date, November 11, many years ago. So it was rather unfortunate that they picked that date. And I said, sorry, I'm superstitious. I'm not coming on that date. And then ultimately, I made it clear I was also not going to apply for another date to bring in my passport. So he sighed and said he was very sorry, but that meant that my visa would be revoked. I said, by all means, I'd be willing to receive the letter of revocation. And I assured him that both he and his staff are given permanent visa waiver anytime they want to visit the Autonomous Republic of Ijegba, situated in Abeokuta. There will be no reciprocal conduct from my principality. So I began to cast what have I done in recent times? And I remembered that I referred to him as the white version of Idi Amin. Now, dictators are very difficult to please. I would have thought that he was pleased. I mean, Idi Amin was a man of international stature, a statesman, a first-class Democrat, He was also, he called himself the King of Scotland. He called himself a liberator. He said, in fact, he was going to liberate Scotland from the grip of the British. In other words, we should look at Idi Amin as along the line of historic liberators. He was liberating everybody everywhere. Some of them, he even liberated their lives from them, and sent them to places of no return. So when I called Donald Trump Idi Amin, I thought I was paying him a compliment. But maybe I've also written plays about Idi Amin. Maybe it's about time I also write a play about Donald Trump. When he hears that I'm paying him the same literary compliment as I paid Idi Amin, maybe he will reconsider and return my visa. Otherwise, I want to assure the consulate and the Americans here that I am very content with the revocation of my visa.
All right, there he says he is very content with the revocation of his visa. I mean, a lot of Nigerians were reacting, and I just was reading many of the comments, which I will not highlight here because, I mean, I don't think that they had the full context of the story. Professor Wole Soyinka has said that he was the one who refused to go for his visa appointment, and he is fine with not having an American visa. When he tore his green card back in 2016, when Donald Trump became president, he did it with his full chest. I mean, it's not like he's wanting to go. And the reason why he applied for a visa, like he said, for our viewers, was because he had...
Ojo. How many times I call you? 3 times. I understand that everybody is being careful on what we say on media, not to fall in trouble, but sometimes we are part of the people or reason why Nigeria can never move forward. Somebody that was invited, to the embassy, and when he's coming, he should come with his passport, and he refused. He said he refused because of that particular date is a terrible date or whatever reasons behind the date. Then he went on by saying he also prospectively, any other date, refused all of them. Now, what happened to the other dates? Nigerians, we should have been asking ourselves, why a pa no go? What did a pa do? Where pa the fear saying go prison at the age of 90 years? These are the questions we're supposed to be asking. Not that, oh, he said, come on, our media, una not they trash. You see, when Rufai wanted to say something just now, Abatis shut him up. Rufai wanted to say that if our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, congratulate that ancestor, say you win election, we will call you out on this platform. Then Abati stopped him immediately. Now look at how Ojo is presenting his our own take concerning this particular EPA matter. It's obvious that EPA was scared to go to jail at this kind of age when they so. And if EPA no say not do anything wrong, why you not go? Now EPA the thought now say I'm contented or whatever, go say you cancel the visa, because anybody that is scared of anything, we prefer their submission in that kind of manner. I'm just being careful, but the truth still have to be said. Let's listen further.
Had a tax issue, and he didn't want to be a tax evader, so that's why he applied for a visa to go sort out the tax issues in America. So he's perfectly fine, and he's even invited the people that revoked his visa to come to Abeokuta. He will give them free entry.
Yeah. I thought his response was very gracious and very, of course, he's a man full of wisdom, so he knew how to diplomatically respond to this update. However, whilst we, on the lighter side of things, say that he's over 90, he loves Nigeria, he's proud of Nigeria, he loves Abeokuta, he's invited them to come, he wants to rest. In fact, some of these travels could be burdensome on him at this time. And he's often talked about how he's not crazy about traveling to the US. It doesn't hold that much of an appeal for him, but he goes there to honor invitations and, like you mentioned, some of the issues around his taxes. However, I just want to say this. Professor Wole Soyinka is an icon. He's not just an icon in Nigeria. He's become a citizen of the world. And I think it's quite unfortunate that the US has decided to take this decision. And I hope that the Nigerian government can intervene in this particular matter, because for his contribution, not just to Nigerian literature, even to the world, his books and his works are read and referred to internationally in Nigeria, in America, in the United Kingdom, all over the world. So this kind of uptake or this kind of positioning doesn't look good at all. And if, according to what he said, is as a result of what he said about the current president, I think that's most unfortunate, because we cannot have leaders who are intolerant to dissent or to expressions of how people feel, which America historically has been quite receptive to. And so I'm hoping that there can be a rethink, a reversal, because he's not just a pride to Nigeria and Africa, he's a pride to on international global scene. And I love that he has said no hard feelings. He's happy with this. He doesn't want to jack back. He doesn't need visa to move. He's happy to be in Nigeria, and other countries around the world will be more than happy to welcome him to their shores.
All right, Dr. Abasi.
Just a quick footnote. It was Professor Wole Soyinka who wrote that the man dies in all who keeps silent in the face of tyranny. And he has always lived up to that creed, always speaking up against tyranny in any part of the world. And I'm excited by the fact that he says, in fact, we may benefit in the literary field from this experience. He says, Idi Amin in whiteface, and that he may write a play on Donald Trump. That would be another major contribution to his oeuvre. After all, he wrote a play of giants in 1984. In a play of giants, he was talking about General Kamini, which is Idi Amin. He talked about Emperor Casco. Emperor Casco is Bokassa, Nguema Bokassa. He talked about, who else is there? General Turabum, which is...
even Kongi's harvest, you talked about generals.
Yes, General Terabum. About giants, about these people who abuse power. And also Gunema, which was referring to Nguema. So it would be nice to see a satire on Donald Trump coming from the stable of Professor Wole Soyinka, Nobel laureate, global citizen, international icon.
I'm sure. I'm sure that it will be fixed. I mean, there was just an issue with the visa.
One woman came on this program. He said, "No man can intimidate me."
Yes.
Professor Soyinka too say, "No man or woman can intimidate me."
You will benefit from me coming to your country.
I disagree with him. He's a legend. He's a legend and he's a global citizen.
And we need to learn more from Professor Wole Soyinka. I hope he lives another decade and more. 100. He's 91 now, isn't he? Yes? All right. Fantastic. Well, all right. Speaking about literature and authors, in London, former U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris appeared in conversation with Nigerian renowned author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie at the London Literature Festival on Thursday last week as part of her ongoing book tour for 107 days. Her new political memoir, the memoir chronicles Harris's 2024 presidential campaign following President Joe Biden's withdrawal from the race. Chimamanda asked Harris about her journey, leadership style, and how personal stories shaped her public life and more. Let's take a look.
So I know that lots of people have talked about how a primary should have been done.
Yeah.
You had 107 days. Did any of the people who wanted a primary actually say how this would have happened?
No.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
And by the way, I said anybody who wants to run, jump on in, but I'm running. It is well known that he will act based on flattery or favor. Do you remember in the first round of his administration, UN nations laughed at him. This last UN convening, again, was laughable. What he has modeled, there is something increasingly happening in the world, which is the resurgence of the strongman, and the idea that the strength of a nation is based on the brutality of its leader. Well, we just had 7 million Americans protest, and then also here in London, people protested, no King's Day. So the people are speaking.
All right, guys. I appreciate you all, my wonderful people. I'd like us to move on to the main topic that we have today, concerning what happened in those states. As you all know, although I dropped a video earlier on this morning, that video triggered a lot of people. I was surprised. Some Obaseki supporters, they came in lambasting at me. How dare you? You call Obaseki a satanic or whatever, describe Obaseki as satanic and all that. Okay, let me post out a link now. Yeah. Yes, in case you are coming in now, let me just post the link before we take this. A link I've posted. For those of you that want to join us, please just come in on time and let's do this together on time as well. I appreciate every one of you right there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Thank you. And I want to thank somebody actually super thanks me today on our pre-recorded video. Many of you are not aware that you can super thanks by the same way you super chat us when we are live here. You can still click on super thanks when you finish watching any of our pre-recorded videos. I want to say I'm grateful. I saw it, but I can't remember your name right now. But meanwhile, as you all know that yesterday, Katakata happened. Mr. Pastor, I don't see you, sir. Katakata happened where they went for a conference, whatever it is, and they were trying to recognize dignitaries there by calling the deputy governor, because the meeting was all about deputy governors. Then they call Mobono, whatever his name is, the former deputy governor of Edo State, the immediate deputy governor under Governor Obaseki. Then Felicia Ibo stood up and said, no, over my dead body for you to recognize that man as deputy governor. I am the deputy governor. I was the deputy governor, blah, 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 blah. Then, my brother, my sister, not be small fights. I believe so many of you don't see them. But before we go start, I would like us to start with this particular video. One of the people from Satanic Okbebolo's camp, what they have to say, Apostle Cassie. Then we'll take it from there.
Spend the time you're watching this video. There's a video trending online on about the former deputy governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu. This matter, I think I blame Philip Shaibu. Yes. Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, I blame you. I blame you. But before I go talk to you, I want me you listen to this video first. Where you can't make this mumu way the UK. Can't they talk to you anyhow? I blame you. Watch the video.
Oga Pansat, I don't know, say you go backstage. You were already on the panel.
It has to be my signal is very weak. I'm on the cell phone.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, sir. Come back to you. Okay, listen to this.
All right. Your Excellency, Honorable Philip Shaibu, the national chairman of the forum, is
okay, for those of you who don't know how this thing happened today, let me just play only that part for you quickly. Where's the video? Okay, I have it here. Let me forward. I can't wait.
All right. So thank you very much for being around. Yeah. Also members of the forum. His Excellency Patrick Ekpotu, former Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Please, let's give him a round of applause. He was Deputy to the incumbent President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. Let's also recognize His Excellency Amobayo Marvelous, Amobayo Marvelous. Amobayo Marvelous. All right. So thank you very much for being around. Yeah.
Okay, when they talk, although you don't watch them, right? If you never watch them, go to Nigeria Watch or go anywhere, you go find them. But meanwhile, let's see further to what this video have to say.
Somebody very greedy. If not be Tinubu money where una dey pursue, we go purge una. If not be 2027 campaign money where they go round currently, why will Philip Shaibu and Godwin Omobayo be fighting in Abuja in a forum of former deputy? I don't even know what that is in the first place. Where everybody just hold association so that money go dey flow. But why will you be fighting? What is there to have two deputy governors? As long as a constituted House of Assembly legitimize the impeachment and the appointment or whatever of the other, it stands. Why is Shaibu saying that there is no other deputy governor? So that made the 8 years, whatever benefit, make you forget level. You see why I don't like this guy? I have always said Shaibu comes off as somebody very greedy, very personal, very selfish. You don't. Thank God Omobayo was smart enough to have defended to the APC. So at least Mona for do the Rofodofo fight together. What is there to have two deputy governors? Bola Tinubu, the current president of Nigeria, served Lagos with 3 deputy governors. 3. Kofoworola Bukno Akerele was elected to Bola Tinubu in 1999 as running mate. She resigned amidst political tension about 5 months to the expiration of the first term. And Bola Tinubu went on to pick Femi Pedro, who resumed office, and then, of course, they were re-elected together in 2003. And surprisingly, about 19 days to the expiration of the term of office of Bola Tinubu in 2007, he was impeached by the Lagos State House of Assembly. A certain Abiodun Ogurele was again appointed by Bola Tinubu, who served just 17 days, the shortest ever, 17 days as deputy governor before Bola Tinubu left office for his second term in office. Yahaya Bello, it was 2 deputy governors he used. Why is 2 deputy governors an issue? If not be saying a purging. The state is in turmoil. There's so much. Edo is sinking. Edo is in debt. Edo is all sort of mess. But Philip Shaibu and Godwin Omobayo, they are fighting in Abuja. All of this nonsense must stop. This level of greed. Me first, my belly first, my belly first. You see the other guy now. Why you they say me the guy? The guy was deputy governor. The State House of Assembly ratified is your impeachment as deputy governor. You carry state go court, say they must pay your entitlement. No wahala. You know, if that one, I never talk with whatever you want to do because all of those were politics. But you benefited the whole. What did you defend? We never get Shaibu. What have you not got in this life? You've been a public servant since 2007. State House of Assembly. From there, you moved on to become House of Rep member. You were deputy governor. I hear say you even want. If you dare that governor, what you want to do? If you try him, but no wahala. Make people finish government. Whether na 4 years, na 8 years, it's make you say now you want to become governor. If that time now you get there, those states you talk. You know go sit down. Make you check. Make you sit down for your level. Always very greedy. I'm a fiana way. You they say the person deserve to be deputy governor. The man went do 17 days for Lagos. Made a common name for history. Ojibole.
Okay, now welcome back. Mona tag the former deputy governor. I'm gonna tag that boy. We do this video. You know, say sometimes when people don't get sense, you go teach them sense. I not blame this boy. Now Philip Shaibu, I blame. Yes, I blame on Mobayo. Now Philip Shaibu, now I blame. You all before your watch or Baseki wife ordered the House of Assembly without going through due process for them to remove the deputy governor, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu. This thing have been here for happen, not be Lagos, not be abroad, not be the UK one a day. Been here now for happen. Normally, it's supposed to take 6 months. You know, for your come and just say you suspend deputy governor. Why the number one? Wait till even make Obaseki was craving for the suspension of Philip Shaibu. When Obaseki traveled, some of you go remember the time where Obaseki traveled, where BC Philip Shaibu was not acting. Maybe you'll never hear this story now. Now, he get letter where Obaseki supposed sign from palace. The palace don't submit this letter for almost a year. Obaseki they claim him busy. I'm going to be the letter about this artifact matter and whatsoever and blah blah blah. Obaseki refused to sign that letter, and you know say for that artifact to arrive, though Obaseki need to sign. Now Philip Shaibu, when he resumed, the information get to him and say, palace send letter, make a governor approve. He never approve, and what did they happen? Now Philip Shaibu they sign the letter. Say, when their papa they say they sign, why they would delay? So he felt maybe the governor was busy, or maybe he was not aware. He never knew that it was a deliberate act by the former governor, which is Obaseki, not to sign that thing. Now Philip Shaibu they sign that letter. Now dear, when Obaseki come, he say, why Philip Shaibu go sign that letter? Why will Philip Shaibu sign the letter for the palace? The governor was angry. Immediately the governor asked Philip Shaibu to leave government house. Una not say na inside government house, na Philip Shaibu. So they did. He can't drive Philip Shaibu. He said no one they see him again. Since Philip Shaibu don't they conspired with palace. When I listen to this story, now they take carry Philip Shaibu, they come carry and go this Osadebe Avenue, where Obaseki for rent house before that street, where they get civil service club. He go and play the right deputy governor office. He can't go there. The man no even still worry. Now, before you know it, they happen, Obaseki started seeing Shaibu as a threat. Obaseki wife start to tell Obaseki, say, hey, this man, if you leave her, you know say, now make you win first election, now make you win second election. If no be Philip Shaibu, person like Obaseki for run second term. I blame Philip Shaibu.
Okay, these are Okpebolo's people. His name is Apostle Shuku Kasi. Yes, they are for, you know, let me tell you how this politics of a thing, how it works. All of them have different camp, and they're fighting for their principle and their selfish interest, not for the people. All of them. All of them. All the names mentioned. The current satanic governor of Okpebolo is not there for the people. Insecurity is buying people. One young guy was shot today in Edo State as well by some Aunsa people. No, stabbed to death. They're calling Shizzy Benz, something like that. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. Why for the past 3 weeks, about 3 ladies have been kidnapped. Another woman, husband was kidnapped, which I played yesterday. So a lot is going on in Edo State right now when it comes to insecurity. So all these people that you see that come on air to talk, I want to let you know, out of all of them, it's only 1% that is speaking truth to power. 99.9%, the rest of them are for themselves. Yes. Today, the video that I presented, many of these satanic Governor Obaseki supporters, they lambasted me by calling their satanic principal a satanic man. Of course, Obaseki is satanic. Obaseki didn't do anything that you and I can look at today. But those states still look like a village till tomorrow. Yeah. Go to Benin City, you will know what I'm talking about. Even though you are not from Edo State, visit there. Obaseki failed woefully. In case you don't know, what these people do, they come into power for 4-8 years. They will do just 1 or 2 things. Then the gullible citizens of that particular state or the country will start singing their praises. Just imagine, I was reading comment yesterday when somebody were lambasting on Obaseki. The same person who supported Obaseki before, his name is called Comrade Stanley Osazo-Sakwonokode. You know, he was destroying his former principal for Okpebolo. And I was reading comment section. I saw when somebody said, oh, you are not even mentioning secretariat. What about secretariat? I was like, Jesus. That's the only thing many of them are talking about that Obaseki presented in Edo State. Edo State is backward. Unfortunately, Obaseki left. We have another satanic, dullest person right now as a governor of Edo State. So all these people that you see that comes on air to speak for these people, they are fighting for themselves. None of them can accuse me that I'm fighting for myself. They're not born them. None of your principal feed buy me water and I don't need it. Now they're hungry. That's why you guys are licking their food. You can't accuse me. So that's why when I'm speaking, I speak as I like, because I don't have anybody who go first go say, oh, money will be the giver before, we not go give them again. But that's what you guys are doing. You are very, very extremely careful with the kind of thing that you say, because you don't want your stipend to be taken away from you. Because if they take them, your wife will suffer, your children will suffer, you yourself will suffer. Just imagine, come the standards Odina is now dancing towards Okpebolo and lambasting on Obaseki every day. This man served Obaseki for a whole 8 years. He did not criticize Obaseki one day. Now he's showing us roads that is already under another government that spent almost a year in office. You are now showing us that Obaseki is the one that did not do this road. So are you going to tell me that that man is fighting for the Edo people? Apostle Cassie, that was just now. Yes, sir.
Mr. Elvis, I'm sorry. Could I just use 2 minutes to respond to what you just said?
Quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, to make it short, there's no moral equivalency between Governor Obaseki and the present government that you have in the country right now. I believe that it's a distraction where you jump from frying pan to fire, right? You can't really keep criticizing somebody who was the frying pan. That's just the way I see it. Obaseki may not have done a lot, but at least he was a governor that didn't perform. When Tinubu says, look, you want APC, I'm going to give you an APC governor, he went ahead and picked a governor for your state. That's an outrage. And you could see the kind of stuff he's doing, telling the commissioners or whatever their name is to put on a hat if they have to put on a Tinubu hat if they're going to attend a meeting. Apologize.
You know what, Mr. Pansat? It will get to submission. You have enough time to talk on that. But let me quickly continue from where you stop. Mr. Pansat, for me, the way I see these people, I'm not really interested if the number one did it 20%, the other one came in to do 7%. All of them, and put them in the same category. They are all satanic. They don't mean well for the people. They don't. They don't. You can't tell me since Lucky Benedict era till now, Edo State is still like a village. Just imagine how many governors have ruled. Lucky Benedict ruled for 8 years. Osumbo came halfway. Satanic Oshomole ruled for 8 years. Satanic Obaseki ruled for 8 years. Now Satanic Okpebolo is embarking on 8 years. We'll just continue to be saying, this one try, the other one not try, the other one try, the other one be one try. We're in trouble in Nigeria. We're in trouble. We're in big, big trouble. I'd like us to start talking. I appreciate every one of you right there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Kingston Gira here. Thank you very much, sir, for your super chat already. God bless you. I'm very, very grateful. Guys, help us to press on the like, help us to share. I'd like us to start talking. Let me start with my brother, Black Panther. Talk to us, my brother. Good evening to you.
My brother. I am not surprised. Oh. If anybody is surprised, me, I'm not surprised because I've already ran the conclusion, ran Nigeria through a system, and the system came out that Nigeria was never and is not a country. I want to thank everybody out there, mom in diaspora. May God continue to bless you, more grace to you, and may God continue to keep you for us. I want to thank everybody out there, the panelists. May God give us the grace to continue to exploit and analyze and educate whatever statement is coming out from these people that are running the country down. Because in every word they speak, there is utter of truth in that word. And that they will reveal any secret through their word. But we have to look extensively, critically into their word and bring out what they are doing and educate the people. That is what we are here to do. Because the more you educate the people, the stronger and the bolder they become to face the people that are ruiners of their country. And I want to thank the listeners. May God bless every one of us. Let's keep on not only listening, let us also try and explore and do our own research in our own way. No man is an island. We all need to dig it down and educate ourselves. As we are speaking, we still need to be educated because education has no limit. So I want to thank you for listening carefully. Now I want to start with those states. You see, when the so-called former governor Oba Seki, I don't want to turn that name around because of his age. You see, that artifact, we said it here. We said it here. That man was against the kingdom, against our amiable and our great Oba. It was against him. And look at this. Is a son of the soil, a Benin man. That is why the wisdom of our ancestors, their wisdom never fail. Their wisdom will never fail. They told us that if your household cannot buy you an outsider, we can never and shall never even attempt to buy you. This is it. You see how he has been lobbying, and I don't know who are behind it. But I know as time goes on, we are going to find out the gang that was ganging, that came together with him to gang against our king and our kingdom. Because that Antifa does not belong to Nigeria. It belongs to the Benin Empire. And the custodian of that is our great Oba of Benin. Oba Atokpeye. You see, Obaseki, I now know why Obaseki cannot come into Benin. Obaseki cannot put his foot into Benin. If he dares it, let him come to Benin. If he dares it, I am speaking to him directly. Now, let him step his foot on that soil. He knows what it is. Let him step his foot on that soil. He's a Benin man. He knows what it is. You don't fight with the king. You don't fight with the king of Benin. You don't fight with him. You can speak on what you dislike, but you don't fight the king. Because he hold our king, he hold the thing, the kingdom so strong because he knows the enemy is looking for a way to disengage the Benin kingdom so that they can penetrate. That is why Benin kingdom has been so strong in terms of culture. That is why it is being respected all over the world. Countries come and congratulate the Oba of Benin. Why? Because that was the only trace they could trace to enter the so-called country you have today. That was made of warriors that fought so that kingdom shall never be raised. And look at the son is fighting against his own king because of an artifact that doesn't belong to him as a person. That is a subject to the king. What that man is saying wasn't lie. It was the truth. There was a connection, and that connection I now know because I knew the artifact was the problem, but I was waiting to hear that connection, that crime that was committed there, that made him not to be able to come into Benin. That is why he's going around like Omono Zozo, going around the whole Europe, talking to them on what? Internet will never fail, and it will never say lie. It will never speak lie. You will all make reference to your decision and what you did while you were in power. And now you refuse to even step your feet into to 9 meters to the palace. You couldn't step your feet. As a governor, you have not only done something to yourself, you have done something to your own brothers and sisters. It is frightening to us as a Benin children to fight our king. It is frightening because we are not born like that. We are not raised up like that. And look at this man. He has done it. He cannot even step into his house because he knows what he has done. And to all the hooligans that are fighting for, yes, I will blame the deputy governor. And I will not blame him. Now, let us look at the legality of it all. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm abreast with the Constitution. If you are seated in a position that the person knows that it is illegal, you are brought illegal, and it goes to court, and the court said this is non-avoid. That you talk in totality what the House of Assembly have done is non-avoid. To me, I don't know how the interpretation. That is my interpretation. It's non-avoid. You cannot answer that name because the court has enacted and has turned it round. That thought something was illegal. Even if they translated it, it is illegal and it is illegal. It is not recognized because the court is the final judge in the case. So I don't know why why that small Satan we go there, because they are all doing what? They will never change. They will all immerse. They've already immersed themselves into corruption, and corruption will they be until they enter 6 feet. That is what they've decided their own fate. They've decided to be immersed and be soaked in corruption. That is why Nigeria was never, and is not a country. Because nobody loved the country. But Mr. Jonathan said it. It's one of the standards to pick a good leader. He made a mention of 2, but I pick one. Love for your people. Love for your country. If you don't have it, you can never in the surface of the earth do anything good in your land. You can never, because it takes love to surpass anything that will make you corrupt. It takes love to surpass it. To subject it to a bare minimum, it takes love. And I want to go into our amiable, our professor of rice and beans, Professor Wole Soyinka. I listened to everybody saying it yesterday. I made a statement. I said, I'm not happy, but I am happy that what goes up will surely come down. And whatever a man sow will definitely hit back on him. I am happy because all that were spoken against him while he was saying that we are bandits, we that are supporters of goodness, good leadership, Peter Obi, he said he put us with bandits to get together. I never knew, because I knew something was wrong. Why they cannot just announce, the members cannot just announce, oh, we take off your blah visa, blah blah, we are not the highest, the law that can only be signed by the president. There must be something. I was looking at when he accused the President of the United States of America when they accused him. And I was also looking at when he tore his green card. Because if you tore the American green card or the passport, you have committed a crime. If you don't know, he knows. And I never knew he is into one area that is worse. America will treat you like almost a terrorist when you evade tax. When you evade tax, if you have the biggest, you are a billionaire in America, boy, your money is gone. Your money, everything you own, the government will go to court and take everything. That is how bad. It can make you rise to the highest, and it can make you, if you invade it, you will be a pauper. A church rat will be better than you. Because you are totally useless. Because no company, nobody will do business with you anymore. Your name will be red flagged till you go down the grave. I never knew he was being investigated on tax. That was why they invited him. And he knew the law. That was why he didn't go. He was just making a flimsy excuse. Oh, the date they give me, that's a flimsy excuse. What if today you were to be given an honor in America? Will you say that date they gave you, that date, oh, that date is significant, I cannot come in for that date? This man is just lying. That's why Banarita called him professor of rice and beans. Yes, he's professor of rice and beans. He has lost his steam. He has lost his steam. You don't go down like this. A man being respected in the whole world. Don't go down like this. You are supporting a drug peddler seated upon the throne of the people of the so-called Nigeria. You have made him a king. You have made him so fine that yes, the president is the best thing that can ever happen to Nigeria. He wrote your name in gold in the National Art Theatre Gallery, which the government did not build, which the government did not do. It was the private sector that made that place what it is today. Because government threw that National Theatre away. But the bankers, associate of bankers, rose that thing up. And the president now said, you must give it this name. You see how hypocritical we can be in Nigeria, our government. That is why I said the Nigerian politicians will never change. They have immersed themselves in Satanism, and they will never, because their life is being tied on that their agreement with Satan. It's either they go down or they don't exist anymore. That is why it is, people look at it very difficult. I told you, I made the mention that Nigeria is not only the one that is so docile. Let me take 10 seconds, sir. Cameroon has been docile for more than 45 years. And today, yesterday, they started rising up. Can you see? They've only known one president in their lifetime. Somebody that was born in 1970 has only known one man to be in the leadership. You can see how docile they've been. They've been sleeping. But we Nigerians, we have passed through series of dictatorship. And now we are at another level of military political dictatorship. Here we come. Democracy will never survive in Africa because we need to sit down and write what will govern us, because democracy is a fraud in a black man country. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Black Panther, my brother, for that submission. God bless you. Okay, let's move on to Mr. Pansat. 8 minutes, sir. Good evening to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis, and Mama Diaspora, and everybody else participating in today's broadcast. Mr. Black Panther, you have a very good voice in your oratory, and we appreciate that. That's why it's very important that you try to combine everything, because your kind of voice is what we're going to need. In that country, we have a constitutional democracy, right? The people are sovereign. I hope you so far agree with me. When you don't agree with me, you can interrupt me. I'm not going to be here very long because I actually was waiting to speak for a minute before I rush off. So because we have that clarity, we have a constitutional democracy in that country, and the people are sovereign. Now, if you're a monarchist, you're supposed to have a fight on that point I just made right now, because it basically undercuts everything else that's within that realm of who is sovereign. Now, the people cannot be sovereign and then somebody else would dictate to the people. For example, in that last election that we had in 2023, actually after the general election, we had Olumide Akpata come in there as a candidate, and he went to visit your king, and he confronted him and said, hey, look, I hear you going out there saying you are son of the palace. You are an Edo man, but you're not son of the palace. And that really undercut his knees. I don't think he quite recovered from that. So now I'm saying that to say, yes, everybody respects their traditional leaders, everybody in Nigeria. But unfortunately, we have a system. That system is based on that constitution. So that governor is the chief executive of that state, Edo State, that's Obaseki at the time. So if there are anything, he'll go to court. Now the court can overrule him because we have 3 branches of government. That's just settled. It's not for argument. It's not for debate. So I hear people from Edo all the time. They make that statement. It's sacrosanct. Our God is our monarch. You can't even say anything to him. Well, that's not true, because he cannot appoint a governor, for example. He cannot say, okay, I don't want the people to vote. I'm going to go ahead and appoint somebody. But because I want to touch on the Kongi issue and one other issue, let me just say that needs to be resolved in that state. The traditional rulers have to stay completely out of politics, and it's a traditional role. They cannot thwart the people's aspirations and hopes, who they pick, who's the executive governor, things like that, or the courts. They're going to be subjected to that constitution. Without that constitution, we have nothing common. There's no nexus. So you have to believe in that. We cannot have 2 systems going on. Our democracy is our political system. Capitalism is our economic system. That's just the way it is. There's no debating that. And you have to get that. In that state, you have to get that, because the reason why you have a lot of thugs in Edo State, because the only time they tried to get out of that was in 2023 election, right? They led the country in democracy, in picking the right candidate, the right thing to do. But then right after that, they were subsumed. You have a lot of thugs there. Now, the question I have for you is that if you have a monarch who could order those people and say, hey, look, this thuggishness have to stop, or these governors, you have to take care of the people, you need to build these roads. Then you know that the monarch is fully in politics, and he can then speak for the people, but he cannot do that. The only reason why you have these thugs there all over Edo State is because of this, because he doesn't make that moral clarity. A lot of them go to the palace. A lot of them go there. A lot of them are welcome there, more than progressives. And so that's unsustainable. I'm against it. Now, I was telling Mr. Elvis earlier that somebody like Obaseki has flaws, like almost 100% of governors in Nigeria. They're not doing the right thing. They're not doing infrastructural development. But it's not only infrastructure, school, just poverty for the elderly, for students, stuff, things like that. Because even if you come there, you don't have roads, but you have hospitals, you have the elderly taken care of, you have a lot of things that government's supposed to do. They don't even do that. Everything we're measuring governance is about roads and what kind of infrastructure they're building. Just that low threshold, none of them really meet the standard, right? But Obaseki do have things that are better than what you have now. At least he was elected by the people. At least he's a little polished. He went to school. So that's why I cannot listen to anybody every time trying to model up those things and say Obaseki was bad too. Mondo Obele is bad. Mondo Obele is evil. There is no comparison between those two. So you can't jump from kindergarten to university PhD holder in physics or something like that. It's a step-by-step thing. That's the mistake Nigeria made on, for example, Jonathan. He was not perfect, he had a lot of corruption, but you don't go from Jonathan to Buhari and then keep complaining about Jonathan. You just be crazy, pretty much. So right now, your prayer is to get back at least to where Obaseki was. If Edo could push a button today and they'll be like as good as what they were under Obaseki, they should push the button. You went from frying pan to fire. And these things have consequences all through that state and in the country at large. So I'll leave it at that. Now, Cameroon, I'm very proud of them. That's the way to take the country back. You cannot go do a peaceful protest, even though you don't say it. That place ought to burn down. Instead of that guy sitting there again, it's up to the government. They ought to go all the way out. So that's the same thing we have to learn from them if they're going to be successful. I pray for them so there'll be no violence to the degree that the government will cave in. But if the government doesn't cave in, they should go for it. Burn that place down if they have to. So I'll end that one on that. Now, the Kongi, I don't know if it's because it's Afro. He doesn't get enough oxygen because he was a much more standard person than what he's turned out to be. You cannot be supporting our current president and then you are criticizing Trump. I mean, Trump is 10 times better than Tinubu, and he knows that. So, like you mentioned earlier, Mr. Black Panther, I want if Mr. Davis one day could skate, I want to debate you. I want to debate with you, because what happens is that when I'm here, I talk about you, and when I'm not here, you talk about me. But we're on the same side. I don't think our politics differ. We need to debate the issues. We have to have clarity. It's because things are not going to be like this forever. It's always going to be moving up or it's going to go down. Either you're going to have anachronistic institutions and keep perpetuating it due to how many years you've had it, right? Or you're going to have to make some progress. You cannot have atavistic traditions and then keep trying to benefit from modernity. You can't do that. So you're going to have to.
Oga Pansat, I think that's your network. At the same time, I rang the bell. Mr. Pansat, are you still there? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Pansat, your time is up and you're frozen. I don't know what happened. Mr. Alabo, you have the floor. Good evening to you, sir. Please talk to us. Let's have final submission quickly. I need to end the show on time today, please. Thank you, sir. 8 minutes.
Good evening, sir. For what you do, God bless you and give you the strength. I know say it's not easy for you, but God is your strength. Thank you, everyone on the comment section. Mr. Black Panther, Oga Pansat, and our mommy diaspora, and the people who are helping us doing this great job, the backroom staff. We appreciate every one of you. And those of you who go there and search out these articles for us to discuss, I commend you guys. And Nigerians, those of you on the comment section, help us to like, share this program so that it can reach every corner of the world. Thank you, Mr. Evis, for what you do. Well, our country is sad. We are not looking at the bigger side of the issue of these people. Why is he running away from US? He has a query to answer. But people are not looking at that. You know, our people look at the gray hair, they say, this is our grandfather. I have to respect them, do this. But they are part of the problem. I know Wolen Sheikh, how this man insulted President Olusegun Obasanjo. He never agreed with him. Obasanjo was not as worse as Tinubu, but his critics towards Obasanjo, how he condemned his administration, he wrote a lot of things against Obasanjo, do some play. So How is that man now remain silent and giving accolade to people who are worse than Obasanjo? Tinubu is worse than Obasanjo. Put it every corner. We know. We no go encourage evil. But there are some evil that is worse than some evils. All of them are evil. But this man remains silent, become the one taking honor, renaming a lot of places in him. That is why he said he's comfortable in Ogun State there. Why won't he be comfortable? They are giving him everything he wanted. Whatever thing he needs, the government are supplying to him. So he's not worried. If he's talking of a terror, what is the difference between Donald Trump and Tinubu? In Nigeria today, can anybody protest? Is he not seeing that in America people are protesting? How many police that Donald Trump is sending after citizens to clamp them down? We are talking of millions. But in Nigeria, we have not gotten that kind of protest up to 1 million. Yet, Tinubu did not alert me. So you are talking of tyranny. Professor Wolen Sheyika, Nigeria respected you, but since the coming in of President Tinubu, your true character, Tinubu have exposed a lot of people Nigeria place so much value on. It's so sad that people will look up to. This Tinubu government have exposed a lot of people. The people we thought they have integrity, they have become useless under Tinubu. That is the problem. Let Wole Soyinka come and differentiate the difference between Donald Trump and Tinubu. Donald Trump is much better. He's building America. He has told American people, this is before even he coming to office. He told them, this is me, who I am. America first. And he's doing what he promised them. He told them he's coming to do. President Tinubu has promised us electricity. He has promised people he's going to employ over 50 million of a youth and prepare agbado, cassava, ewedu, and all of them for them to eat. Where is the 50 million? If you remove 50 million youth from Nigeria to go join army, which people remain again? Under whether now under influence of Igbo or alcohol, they do the campaign to deceive the North as everyone die. They fall for him, and today is becoming president. All of them are suffering. How can he be telling us that Donald Trump is like India Army of Uganda? One who came and said, this is what I want to do. We have misplaced our priority. We live instead of developing the American state. We are going to China, building factories, creating jobs for China. We are going across other places, building factories. Let us return them back home. Build those companies, no matter how expensive it is for you to pay the workers. Create jobs for our people. He's doing those things he promises people. And the core American people are benefiting, are enjoying. What is President Tinubu doing for the people of Nigeria? You cannot open your mouth to condemn President Tinubu. Tear your Nigeria passport for the hardship going on under Tinubu. You are sitting in your comfort zone because some of the people who are business partners with all of you, none of you can talk that the GOs, long time ago, most of you are business partners who help these people to push money. That is why today you people cannot say anything in their administration. Everybody are quiet. It's really disappointing because I feel so ashamed that a professor will come and leave his own country. One who is worse, did he hear any complaint? Apart from woman issue with Donald Trump, the people come to do like this. It's a youthful nature of him when he was doing in his life. He does some of those things. But whenever you want to become leader, people that say yes to you, yeah, everybody have their own problem. Aside that, did you hear any criminal that is a drug, Donald Trump is a drug pusher? Did you hear that Donald Trump fulfilled any money because of drug or any criminal issue like this, that what we have as a sitting president? People, you leave your own problem. You have pause. You have a lot of sickness in your country. You leave that one is America, that is your problem. You are condemning Donald Trump. Leave your own that is beside you, that you don't even know its origin, where it's from. First, President Tinubu and advise him. Come out openly the same way you are criticizing Donald Trump and criticize our able professor. Come, Nigeria respect you. But the whole of your professorship, you allow Tinubu to rub oil on it, and you enter poto with it. You can build your legacy, build everything you want to build. But one singular mistake you will make in life will destroy every good name you've built for years. This is where Professor William Seika is. If somebody have not told you, majority of Nigeria are not happy with you. They used to respect you, but you have lost that. People will expect you that at this age, you should go into grave with more good names. But it's so sad that at your age, you will be going with the anger of Nigeria towards you, because they expected you to do the right thing. Since you have access, you can speak to him to do. You see us Nigerians who are eager for change, a new change. You call us fascists. You come to see us as stout. You look at us to tell us that we are terrorists, because we are hungry for change, a new change. We want the electoral process to go through the due way. You wake up and the only thing you can refer to us is to call us that we are terrorists. Who will not be upset? Who will not be angry when you took someone who came out and said that you're going to grab it, run with it? And he did the same thing. He told people, and you expect us to celebrate and be happy with that man who took our destiny, pick it and pick the future of our children, and today they are mortgaging it, they are destroying it. And you expect us Nigerians to be happy and keep quiet and allow criminals to hijack our future. They stole our election. They stole our mandate. It wasn't free and fair. Till today, has anybody told us what happened, the technical glitch? Where does that kind of thing happen? It cannot happen. You have to come out and tell. Even if anything happened on the plane, the helicopter crash, you must look for the black box, so that you can tell people what actually happened. Today, you, that is INEC, who is sitting there, you control the server. You have the passcode to that. There was a technical glitch. You cannot come to tell us when you switch off the server. And one professor is sitting down clapping for this government that have destroyed the future of Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Najawash, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Alabo. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. We need to quickly go on the final submission. Coming back to my brother Black Panther, if you're there, like, give us your submission. 2 minutes.
But I stay that small now, okay?
Okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to put myself in a position to speak a little bit on what Mr. Pamsat said. I disagree with Pamsat that said we have agreed on the constitution, we have agreed on capitalism. That is a fallacy. That's a false. That's a false. There was no time the Nigerian sovereignty sat together and agree to a particular thing, to a particular government, to a particular constitution. We have been subjected to monarchy for a long time, where one group of people will subject us into ridicule and make us agree with what they wrote on a paper. That is what has been going on all over Africa.
Do you think what's going on in Cameroon is being done by Cameroon itself? What is happening in Cameroon is a colonial oppression because they are parasites. They need a host to stick in and do their needful. When that host was taken out, when that parasite was taken out in Burkina Faso, you can see how peaceful Burkina Faso is. Yes, this is making
Mr. Black Panther, be like say your network they worry you. Naja Watch, are you there?
colonial and
Of course, I'm here. I don't know
has
what
been
they do.
dwelling and doing good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you are back. Yes.
We don't tell you to throw away this network and use better network.
As I was saying, I totally disagree with what our brother said, Pamsat. We have not sat down to agree on capitalism. We have not sat down to agree on democracy itself. The time we sat down, these monarchists that call themselves Democrats, they threw the paper we sat down and agreed upon. Why? Because they enjoy being a monarchical accomplice. That is what they enjoy being. That is why they will sit in Aso Rock and tell you in Yanopaja that you cannot stay there. Take caterpillar, bulldozing. After a court order, they will bulldoze the house. Is that a democracy? If we are under democracy, where the rule of law, where the sovereignty of the people belongs to them, and they vote to remove a government, will that government now revoke and take their vote away when you have a good system that we agreed upon? It can never happen. You call your INEC independent. They are not dependent on the presidency. Is that a democracy? Some people might say, oh, the worst military system is the worst democracy system is better than the best of military system. That is a total lie. That is a lie, because it has been proven in so many countries in Africa where the military data repair and replace their country with a good system. Yes, we cannot fight a monarchical accomplice like what we have in Nigeria, because there is a parasite inside of them, and that is the colonial parasite that many Nigerians don't want to hear. They are being parasite. How will I put that thing? There's a parasite in them, and that is the colonial masters that is staying in them, that is committing all this crime. Where Nnamdi Kanu will be arrested, will be kidnapped from another African country, holding a British passport, and the parasite, the colonial parasite, could not do anything about its own country, its own citizen. A man that has pledged allegiance to the Queen of England, and yet the King of England, nor the Queen of England, refused to take its own citizen that was kidnapped. That means they are breaking their own law. They are breaking, the Queen is breaking its own shield, and is breaking the constitution that he has signatory to. You can now see that we did not agree upon. That is why I disagree with you. We are fighting to agree upon the system that we want in Nigeria. And as for Obaseki, nobody can speak for him. If you like, let him go to all these people. He has to come home and do the needful to the palace. The custodians of the culture of African system was not put into that useless constitution they brought. All over Africa, they neglected it. They neglected it. In one South African country, the king is being recognized in their constitution. Nigeria, they refuse to recognize and they put subject the people that owns the land, the aborigines, the people that own the land, they subject them to a system that the colonial people gave to them. And you now have to get the staff of office from a governor that is illegitimate. That is an absurd. I want to say here, Nigeria should rise up. Let us throw away this system that is impoverishing us, that is making us a slave in our own country. I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Black Panther, for coming in. I appreciate you for all that you do. Mr. Labo, your final, please. 5 minutes.
Thank you. We don't say they go somewhere. You they try. Thank you, Mr. Black Panther. However, the people they accuse, UK, yeah, they are still the king is number one. So did they tell them it's Nigeria that adopt what they want to use to steal the money? Nobody forced them to do it. If you want to do the democracy they gave to Nigeria through federalism, is not what we are practicing because the corrupt people did not wants to be in control. They want to take everything. That is why the true federalism is not happening in our country. So if we adopt democracy to say it's a way for us to go and want to do through federalism, why are you people not practicing it? You went and through military and you begin to create state upon state and local government for yourself. Then when it comes to South, you divide the place, you don't expand the local government, you just carve the local government that is there with it and you give them like that. But when you create the North, you create local government more to give to them. Because what they are sharing the money now with is what? They share the money based on the numbers of local government you have and the numbers of state. So where the resources is coming from, you have less local government. Why somebody who is not bringing their gold to the federal government post, who they are mining their own separately, and you that they are using your own oil, they are not taking. They will take majority and give you the remnant for you to take because they have thousands of over how many states and local government. What is there in Kano? It's having 44 local government. And Port Harcourt, River State here, and Lagos. What are they having? What is the population? Let's leave at the audio. That is why they don't want to do census for Nigeria. It's because the politicians, that is why President Tinubu and the presidency will wake up and just tell you that they have shared over 300 billion for over 230 million people or 200 or something million. How did you share? Who got the money? Everybody should come out and tell us I have received also money from federal government. That is why I don't want to do census for you to know your number, because politicians use those fake numbers to make money for themselves. State governor will come today. See the Borno state. How many billions for criminals, to rehabilitate criminals? Then people in IDP are not getting that kind of. Either money is pumped in IDP to build them a better school and a hospital. Within how many months you spend how many billion? That is even above your budget. It's in Nigeria. It's time for us to wake up. These people are doing this thing intentionally because they know many people are gullible. They don't have that understanding. They don't want to build you school because they don't want you to understand what they are doing. If we know the actual number we are in Nigeria, there is no way government will come and be telling us over this thing. If we do proper census, there is no way the North will come and be claiming that they have popularity or they have a majority than you in the South. Who told you? How did you know that? Let's do true census. Bring your international passport that they know you with. Identify every citizen in Nigeria. Do a proper census and find out if we will be up to that 260 or 50 million or 30 million that federal government are always estimating, using it to loot money through the Ministry of Humanitarian and this one. The woman, are you not seeing better do what is happening. That is criminality. Where you are seeing those money, they will pump in money and the individual will share it for themselves. The people, you, the Nigerian who are suffering, nothing is coming to you. These are part of the reform we are calling for. Give us census. Let us practice true federalism. That you say we are practicing democracy. That true federalism, let us practice it. Devolve the power back to my state. Let me control my resources, pay tax to federal government. Not you, the federal government, taking 60% of the oil revenue, giving 40 to the oil company. Let it be the responsibility of my state, Rivers State, to take that 60%. Have an agreement with the IOS. Take them, the IOC, sorry. Take those people, have agreement with them. Then we'll discuss. If I'm taking 70, you're taking 30, whatever we agree, I will decide how much tax we will pay to the federal government. Not you, the federal government, taking. Then, me in Rivers State, I have oil, I have a gas in my place, but yet I don't have electricity. I don't have water. I don't have hospital that my people can access. This is really a problem we are facing in Nigeria. Imagine you have a gas, you have petrol, but you can't put it, you can't make use of the petrol you have. You have gas that can generate electricity for you, but yet we are in darkness. While we have those resources under us, Nigeria, we need to wake up and hold these leaders, this criminal set of people, the worst and the least among us, taking leadership position and destroying our. They don't care about you. Imagine Yesunwike. I think he traveled with his children. They are building their empires. It's going on official. You see it. They want to do this. His children are there. You will not know when they give their children employment in judiciary. You don't know when their children have employment in INEC. You don't know when their children have employment in CBN. This is what they do. They install this criminal structure for themselves. Mr. Evis, thank you. Sorry for taking much of your time. Just that it's frustrating.
Nigeria matter is always frustrating. Anyway, I'm not surprised. Just that sometimes we get out of hand by expressing it, by applying emotions to it. Then people come here to accuse us. Oh, you don't need to put emotions to it. You don't need to. I don't understand. If we can't put emotions to it, what else do you want us to put to it?
Niger was I go from Rivers, Niger State, from Rivers State with the crude oil and gas under my land. People are taking it, they are flaring the gas, affecting my people.
Yeah,
We can't get natural water in Rivers State. Then we don't have electricity, no hospital, no water, and you say you call me that I'm stupid for expressing my frustration.
That's what they say, because they are benefiting from these same people. Like I said, some of them came to attack me today when I called their principal satanic. One were actually advising me that I'm too professional to be using the word satanic all the time. Internet never forget. I need to add professionally. I need to add matured. I need to act like an educated person. And the person was just giving some satanic advice.
If you have any word way was past that one, my brother, to refer to these people.
He go pay the person
for me.
He go pay the person now. Say I even call her satanic as well. Even upon all your advice, even you yourself with the advice, you're also satanic. In case you don't know what satanism means, I've defined it so many times in my own understanding, and the best way Nigerians can understand it. Satanism, the word satanism doesn't have anything to do with professionalism. It doesn't have anything to do with you are being educated or not educated. Is the best word to use to describe these people that have deliberately impoverished Nigerians since Nigeria was created. There's no other word, except there's another word that is more than satanic. Then I'll change from satanic to that one. But if you want me to change from satanic lower, no, I can't. Because they should be defined or be described by the highest word that can hit them.
Thank you, Mr. Najawo.
People who are extorting us, hold on, sir, hold on, please. People who are extorting us, taking our money to send their children to school abroad. People who are continually building houses abroad. People who travel out of Nigeria to take medical care abroad. People who traveled abroad all the time, they can see the differences over there. They have failed woefully to come and replicate the same thing in our own country. Tell me the kind of word that is better to describe them. Satanic Obaseki ruled for 8 years and he ran away. As you and I are speaking, satanic Governor Obaseki are having satanic gatherings with gullible satanic Edolites in different countries. Italy, the other one, blah, blah, blah. You are telling me not to describe this set of people with this kind of words. I wonder, maybe I should call them bishop. If I want to call Obaseki, I'll say Bishop Obaseki, Pastor Obaseki, or which other good word? Maybe that's what will make you happy. What a shame. I've said this so many times that our problem, no, actually our leaders, so, is the people. The same gullible people, the same cowards people that cannot question the government. Look at Cameroon now, they are already questioning their government. We cannot. The only thing that we are good at is to attack my speech as I'm speaking right now. That's the only thing we are made of. That's why we'll continue to be where we are.
Nigeria,
we are not.
Sorry to interject you. Cameroon was being subjected to, for 45 years. They only know one person. In the southern Cameroon, the man have killed so many people. Genocide was committed. Nobody recorded that.
Unfortunately, when we continue to succumb to this kind of deceitful advice that these same satanic people who are worshiping their oppressors try to give to us, then we'll be part of them. So when they give you this kind of satanic advice, satanic, deceitful advice, you know what you need to do? You tackle them immediately. How dare you? How dare you advise me that I should build my platform with reputation? Are you okay? All the platform that you think they have reputation, are they speaking truth to power? Not be your president with the project Arise Youngstown, where all of them were raining praises on Wolo Shoika. You are talking about professionalism. Professionalism, wear coat. Now they deceive this country rich like this. Look where we are. As I'm speaking to you right now, there's no light here. There's no light. I'm on solar.
Listening to them, they are on their payroll. Most of people they
don't mind them. Giving me stupid advice. That
they are celebrating a man that has committed a tax fraud in America. Can you imagine that?
Look where we are in Nigeria today. Look at my state. Edo State is smelling. Obaseki ruled for 8 years. We could not see the change that we've craved for. Una the rape praises on her. What a shame. I also say the supporter shame don't they let them come my platform again. Because they don't have anything to say. All of them, they are crying inside their room because they know the truth. How many times you don't see their satanic join here? Satanic supporters join here? Because they don't have anything to say. Edo is smelling. If you live abroad, you are supporting Obaseki. You go Benin now. May God punish you. Go Benin now. Go Benin. May they kidnap you. May they ask for 50 million for your head. Una no truth. Una go to bypass them. Like the same way they do the sing praises of satanic Okpebolo now. Okpebolo is doing well. Everywhere is shining. Oh God, how did we get here? The insecurity in Edo State have drastically increased. And they are praising Okpebolo. One came here the other day. One satanic supporter of Okpebolo say Okpebolo is just
8 months in office. Just imagine that statement. The same satanic Okpebolo that promised us now that he want to probe Obaseki. I promise you all, he can't dare. All of them are friends. He can't dare. They can't probe each others. The only people where they probe each other, where they fight each other now, we. You'll see some of the Okoye now come probe me for calling satanic Obaseki satanic. Some of them come probe me for calling satanic Okpebolo satanic, or for calling satanic Oshomole satanic. What a shame. We have a long way to go. I'm just grateful to God that some of us, God don't bless us forever. We are privileged to have another citizenship of another country. I'm telling you, many of you listening to me just right now, yes, you are privileged to be in that category. You should be grateful to God. No matter how you go bad, rich, you have option. We're not supposed to be doing what we are doing here. In case you don't know. She said, now food I eat belly food till they come here to the talk about Nigeria matter every day. In case you are not aware, the worst topic you can ever talk about, in case you want to work in terms of monetization or monetary gain, the worst ever topic is politics. In case you don't know, how many Nigerians are talking about it?
Your page will remain there. Nobody. They don't recommend them.
Exactly. Don't mind them. They don't even know my value. The thing say maybe okay. Nigeria was must be here to talk about you fail me, if not because of some of the good supporters, my followers here. They are too good to me. When I look at them and I look at my dear mother, so let me come out. Normally, person look on an eye, look with ye yeti one at the talk, person feel saying that once a month they come out because they talk about politics. That once a month, every day I will still be inside YouTube doing what I know doing best. In case you don't know, she said, who are happy to talk about politics? Apart from the monetary gain of it is extremely low, then the headache, the stress, everything that follows it. Look at the vein where they come out for my two brothers, just Mr. Black Panther and Alabo. You think it's what they want to do every day for their blood pressure to be going high? Who tell you that it's fun to talk about politics? Who tell you? Who told you it's fun? It's not fun. We are just trying to demonstrate our patriotism. That's it. It's not fun. It's the worst thing to talk about because it's too stressful. 99.9% of what you talk about Nigeria politics is a negative, disheartening stories. So who is happy to be talking about things like that? Now, some of the people that are dedicated, some of them come on the comment section. The first thing they write is encouraging statement. Now, because they, in case you don't know, and we'll be doing it that for over a decade. Your words cannot change us. I've been talking since. Look, the super chat I got today. Today, may God bless Kisle Ogera. Can I this screen so? You see, I'm for there. Sometimes we go there here for a whole 5 hours. I'll get $2 as super chat. Oh, you think that because that one I day here? Not to say you don't fail now. You don't fail. We should respect people that are dedicated to what they do. People that demonstrate consistency. Consistency. Proper consistency. Encourage them. When they talk any, I call the advising. May God punish you and Obaseki. Obaseki failed woefully. If not because we have a system that does not checkmate previous governors. Not be make all of them. They can steal anything they want to steal and just move on. Nobody can hold them. Satanic Okpebolo will finish tomorrow and also move on. Nobody go hold them because it's a normal thing.
Like that watch. On a good day, Obaseki is also being in jail by now. Also being in jail.
Obaseki is supposed to be in jail. Shomole is supposed to be in jail. Lucky Benejo is supposed to be in jail. But don't.
Yes. All of them supposed to be in jail by now.
Then you are not telling me Okpebolo not see thief money. When he does see say all his predecessors, none of them is in jail. He got thief now. Some of you will still defend him. Some of you under his cabinet now that is not talking. If it did not favor you at the end of the day, you now come out and now be showing us road like Osakwenokodo is currently doing. What a shame. I not deal in a category. I'm too different. I don't conform. I can never conform. Never. Because people are doing it, I must do it. Never. I'm on my own lane. See una life. See us everywhere for the country. Tell me what is working in the country. Tell me one thing that is working in this country. It's so disgraceful that we still have youth that still speak in favor of this satanic set of people recycling themselves. You have the guts to advise me, to educate me on professionalism, to educate me of being matured and protecting the image of your platform. You are satanic. I don't come here to please you, for you to say, oh, Nigeria, you are the best. I say it how it is. If you like them, fine. If you don't like them, also fine. Mr. Pansat, you have your final submission. 2 minutes, let's round up. You just came in now. If not, I'll be one press the button right now. Thank you, sir. Mr. Pansat, you are not there. I'm leaving right now. Maybe you just came to listen. Thought you want to say something.
Yeah,
okay,
sorry
thank
about
you,
that, Mr. Elvis. I appreciate it. I was listening to my brother, Mr. Black Panther. I agree in part and I disagree in part with some of the stuff he's saying. For example, that our constitution is shambolic. It didn't come from us. That's not a debate. That's true. But then, what do? You just don't ignore it. You either amend it or you throw it out and write a new one. You can't say it's holding us down. Everybody agrees. We've had this debate here a long time ago. There was Mr. Tony that was talking about the expiration of that constitution. We have to have a debate on that. The country has to do something similar to what's happening in Cameroon to take our country back. But you cannot operate by accepting it, operating with it, and then not obeying it. That constitution is what holds us together. Without that constitution, me, in my village, I'll be doing my thing. You, in your place, you'll be doing your thing. We have nothing in common. It's just like Ghana and us, those who are in Nigeria. But as long as something holds us together, the nexus is that constitution. Now, there are other areas that you and I agree on, but we can't be letting people use that constitution to enslave us, to deceive us, because we know what monarchy is. It's a known phenomenon. We knew when our people were in that system. We know that when the monarch himself is corrupt, the whole place is done, because they could sell people, they could sell people into slavery in the past, right? Because they're looking out for their own interests. Like Mr. Davis said before, a lot of people operate based on their own interests. It's a human thing. It's human nature. So there has to be a way for checks and balances for something to work. For example, the US Constitution, for example, it has 3 branches and operates by checks and balances. If you don't have that, that presidency will become an imperial presidency. And you become a monarchy. You become a king. And there's nothing worse than that. When you have a good king, it's very, very good. It's more efficient. It's looking out for the people. But 99% of the time, you're not going to have a good king. So you have to look at it from that standard where humans, philosophers, they've looked at all systems and they've come to the conclusion, though flawed, democracy is the best way to go. It's the worst, but it's also the best. There's nothing better than democracy. So far, a lot of people say that. And we've seen it in practice. So you and I agree on a lot. The only thing is, it will be people like you who are educated, who read, who knows about all the systems, and who know the abuses, that will begin to change the mindset there. There's no other way else. I won't be meddling with it because I know how sensitive it is.
What can you say about the Chinese system? Is it not the best in the world now?
Please let me answer that. Please,
Thank you.
Mr. Evans, let me round up with that. Let me answer that question. It's a good question.
Please, quick. Just 1 minute, please.
Yeah. The Chinese system is the worst, right? Because it's an authoritarian one-party state. Yeah, you may see a lot of pretty things, bridges, because they went ahead and adopted a hybrid economic system. Now, remember, we're talking about a political system now. So they're able to build beautiful things and stuff, but it's still horrible. Those people have no freedom. The minorities in there, the Muslims there, the others who want to practice their religion, they don't have freedom. Everything is not beautiful infrastructure. If they let us be and we don't have roads and we go back to the way we were in 1500, it's better.
All right.
Yeah. So Mr. Elvis is rushing me a lot because he knows that I'm very on this. But anyway, I do it with respect. I do it with love. I want us to move forward, progress uniformly. If we do that, we'll do fine. Thank you very much. But Mr. Elvis, could you schedule a debate, a formal debate, equal time between me and Mr. Black Panther? He'd be a worthy person to discuss this, not to fight, not to be argumentative, but to actually get to what we have now. What are we operating under? What are the abuses that will come from it? For example, you in Edo State, you're very, very abused because of this clinging on to something that is passe. You're able to be used because you don't know that. A lot of the problem you have comes from that allegiance that you cannot criticize, you cannot look into it because it's not imperfect. How can you do it if you say, hey, look, don't even touch it, don't do this, and then the person would be bringing in people that are not the people choose, right? Making choices for you, disgracing people who we want. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate your patience with me on this. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you next show. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pansat. God bless you, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this broadcast. I want to thank you, my brother Black Panther, for paving the way, and thank you, Mr. Alabo, Mr. Pansat. God bless you. Appreciate every one of you right there. At least we did over 2 hours today amongst us. This is wonderful. We should be proud of ourselves. We that are consistent, talking about what is affecting us in the country. We should be proud of ourselves all the time, because not be waiting easy. Many Nigerians cannot do it, and we are doing it here consistently, repeatedly, every day. And I want to thank every one of you that is genuinely encouraging us and saying it directly or indirectly. We are very, very grateful. Your encouragement is what is pushing us to do more for you. Thank you very much, everyone. I want to thank you once again, Kisto Giraki. God bless you, sir, for your super chat earlier on. I want to thank those of you on the comment section, Mother for Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you always for that you do for us. Thanks for your consistency as well. Thank you, Abu Azim, my brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for always being there. Thank you, Madam Stella Masaredo. God's grace. Thank you very much. Thank you, CO. Thank you, Ikeshuku, my brother. I appreciate you. Felix, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And again, right there, Ima, I can see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Patty Solomon, Eva Line, Wisdom Lucky, Arins TV, and many, 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 many more. Madam Peggy Modi, thank you very much, everyone. We've come to the end of the broadcast today. By God's grace, I'll see you guys again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. If we can, we'll give you a pre-recorded video during the day. Always like our videos, subscribe to our channels, leave us a comment. We don't mind, both positive and negative, but just leave it there. Even some of them that left us negative to comment today, we didn't block any of them. We left them there for others to come and see what you are writing, how you are pampering your satanic leaders who have caused the problem that you are facing today, who have pursued you out of your country to become another citizen of another country. So, but if you think you continue to protect them, anyhow, it's up to you. But we will continue to speak truth to power. And people, and here we'll go draw the curtain. Fingers crossed. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Good night.
Ṣé ọmọ tó jẹ́ dán? Idán tó jù dán lọ. Idán tó gbé dán mi. Idán gangan. Ẹ wo skin ẹ̀ bó ṣe ń dán. Ṣé ọdún gangan ni dán? Ọdún gangan ni dán. Ọdún tọmọnú mi dùn. Ọdún tọmọnú mi dùn. Ṣé gbogbo gangan la múnú dùn? Ọdún ládé Adékọ́lá. Adékọ́lá Adékáwó. Adékáwó ládé pawó. Adékáwó ládé náwó. Ọjà ọdún yẹn dà. Ọdún yẹn dà. Ṣé ti rí dán tó jù dán lọ? Ẹ wo skin ẹ̀ bó ṣe ń dán. Ẹ wo glory bó ṣe ń dán. Ọ̀tàrò bó ṣe ń dán. Ọdún ládé Adékọ́lá. Ṣé mo náwó yẹn tán? Ṣé mo náwó yẹn tán? Ọdún ládé Adékọ́lá. Adékọ́lá ládé káwó. Adékáwó ládé pawó. Adékáwó ládé náwó. Ọdún ládé ọdún náwó. Ọdún ládé ọdún náwó. Ọdún ládé owó ti dé. Ọdún ládé owó ti dé. Ọdún ládé ọdún náwó. Ṣé mo náwó yẹn tán? Ṣé ti rí dán tó mọ owó náà? Èèyàn ajé wọlé. Ayọ̀ ajé wọlé. Èèyàn wòlíì àgbà. Sàlàkọ́ sàlàkọ́ sàlàkọ́. Sàlàkọ́ ẹlòmíì kọ́. Ìwọ gangan ló nílùú. Sàlàkọ́ onílù wọ̀lú. Sàlàkọ́ onílù wọ̀lú. Gbẹ̀mí débẹ̀. Sàlàkọ́ lùlù lùlù fún mi. Sàlàkọ́ onílù. Sàlàkọ́ sàlàkọ́ sàlàkọ́. Sàlàkọ́ sàlàkọ́ onílù. Sàlàkọ́ onílù. Sàlàkọ́ onílù wọ̀lú. Wòlíì àgbà sàlàkọ́. Sàlàkọ́ tó lùlù yẹn fún mi. Give me the vibe out here. Give me the move right now. Give me the vibe out here. Give me the move right now. 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 Give me the vibe out here. Give me the vibe out here. Efimile, ofeje, oya. Efimile, ofeje, oya. Don't play, don't play, don't play, don't play. Go sere, go sere, go sere, go sere. Oya, mashere, mashere, go sere, mashere. Don't play, don't play, go sere, mashere. Lórí ga ọlọ́lọ́gbọ̀gbọ̀ fọlẹ̀ kì í ṣe bí mò ń ṣe mo ní wọ́n ti yọ́nú sí ẹ ọmọdé kan yọ́nú sí ẹ àgbàlagbà kan yọ́nú sí ẹ ẹni bá yọ́nú sí ẹ ó máa wá ṣọ́ọ̀jì ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba 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 òun ó ní àánú làáríga adé orí ọlọ́lọ́gbọ̀gbọ̀ fọlẹ̀ òyà ṣàkó sí wọn ṣàkó sí wọn ṣàkó sí wọn ṣàkó sí wọn ó yá do ṣàkàrà náà ó yá do ṣàkàrà náà ó yá do ṣàkàrà náà ṣàkó sí wọn ó yá sọ pé ṣá máa wò mí 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 sọ pé ẹni tó bá nínú tèmi Jésù ti dèrè labalábá tó bá dènà aṣọ rẹ̀ ajá èmi yóò máa yọ nínú Olúwa ṣeun ó fèrè síṣẹ́ ọba tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fún ní láìpò yóò sì bọ́ wá yọ ó bàbá ìwọ tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fẹ́ni tí ó mọ̀ yìí ó bójú bá fún ọ bàbá sọ pé ọba tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fún ní láìpò sọ pé mo wá yọ ó bàbá ìwọ tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fẹ́ni tí ó mọ̀ yìí ó bójú bá fún ọ bàbá ó ṣe wá rẹ̀ ṣe fine gan oníṣẹ́ fine gan ṣe fine gan oníṣẹ́ fine gan ẹ wọ́n mọ̀ náà ẹ wọ́n mọ̀ náà ọmọ ṣe no dey struggle to find ọmọ ṣe no dey struggle to find ẹ wọ́n mọ̀ tí ó wẹ̀ tó ń dán ẹ wọ́n mọ̀ tí ó wẹ̀ tó.